What is going on, everybody? Bam Deadstroke back with another EDH Commander deck tech video. This time we'll be diving into Hanna Ship's Navigator. Hanna costs 1 white blue for a 1/2 legendary creature human artificer, and you can pay 1 white and blue and tap her to return target artifact or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. So basically, I went for more of the enchantment style deck. There are a bunch of artifacts in the deck too, more for mana fixing and ramp and whatnot. But I went for more of the enchantment style deck, so we'll get to that a little bit later. So let's get right to the deck tech. We'll start off with the Planeswalkers, just a one of Narset Transcendent from Dragons of Tarkir. I found that she's actually really good for the deck, even just the +1, getting that little bit of card advantage most of the time. So yeah, that's the only Planeswalker. Next we'll get into the artifacts. Soul Ring, obvious include. Lightning Greaves, also obvious include. Next up, Mana Rocks. We have Sky Diamond and Marble Diamond for just mana and whatnot. Thought Vessel, Mana Rock, as well as no maximum hand size. Some more mana fixing, Talisman of Progress, Azorius Signet. That's all the mana rocks that we have, and the last artifact is Strionic Resonator. 2 mana for an artifact, and then you can pay 2 and tap it to copy target triggered ability. So pretty good. Next up, the spells. Enlightened Tutor. 1 mana, search for an artifact or enchantment. Put that card on top of your library. And Mystical Tutor, same thing, but for a blue, and you get to search for an instant or sorcery. Counterspell and Render Silent are the 2 just strict counterspells that we have in the deck. Sphinx's Revelation, because why would you not put this in a blue-white deck? It's one of my favorite cards of all time. Idyllic Tutor, 2 and a white, search your library for an enchantment card, put it into your hand, shuffle your library. Next up we have some Wraths for the deck. Austere Command, Wrath of God, and Supreme Verdict all work very well for the deck. Wrath of God, obviously, destroy all creatures, can't be regenerated. Supreme Verdict, destroy all creatures, can't be countered. And Austere Command, destroy all artifacts, destroy all enchantments, or destroy all creatures converted mana cost 3 or less, destroy all creatures converted mana 4 or greater. Next up we have some enchantment recursion with Open the Vaults and Replenish. Both of these get back all of our enchantment, and well, Open the Vaults also gets artifacts, but Open the Vaults also goes for all other players. So, and then Replenish is just for us, so it works a lot better. And then some more just removal, Return to Dust. Yeah, just some more artifact and enchantment hate. Next up we'll talk about the creatures of the deck. Egis of the Gods, let me zoom out here a little bit. Egis of the Gods, 2 mana, we have Hexproof. Faith Healer, 2 mana for a 1/1 Cleric, and we can sacrifice an enchantment to gain life equal to its converted mana cost. Restoration Specialist from Aether Revolt, 2 mana for a 2/1, but mainly we will be sacrificing this with 1 white mana to return 1 target artifact card and 1 target enchantment card from graveyard to hand, so just some more of that recursion. Mesa Enchantress, the 1 actual Enchantress of the deck, 3 mana for 0/2 whenever we cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. We may draw a card. Trinket Mage, 2 and a blue for a 2/2 human wizard to search out. Soul Ring, basically, that's it. Oromancer, just some more of that recursion, returning enchantment cards from graveyard to hand. Eidolon of Rhetoric, each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. Monk Idealist, excuse me, 3 mana 2/2, enters the battlefield, return target enchantment card from graveyard to hand. Burnished Heart and Solemn Simulacrum, pretty much commander staples, getting lands out of our deck, and then Solemn has the advantage of when it dies we get to draw a card. Fountain Watch, 5 mana for 2/4 artifacts and enchantments we control can't be the target of spells or abilities. Dragon Lord Jatai. This was originally for Grand Arbiter Augustin, but I actually really like Dragon Lord Jatai in the deck. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand. So just getting that little bit of card advantage. Grand Arbiter Augustin is also incredibly good for the deck, lowering the cost of all of our stuff and making our opponents pay more for stuff. So really you could play either one. Originally it was Grand Arbiter. I went with Jatai also because I had Jatai and I don't have Grand Arbiter. So, but really you could go with either one. And finally, Sun Titan, 6 mana, 6/6 Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, we get a permanent out of our graveyard with converted mana cost 3 or less. And now finally, the enchantments of the deck. There's quite a few of them, so let's jump right into it. First off, Land Tax, Soul Snare, Mystic Remora, Seal of Cleansing, Luminarch Ascension. Good mana sink late in the game because we do have a lot of mana in the deck. It's probably a bit land heavy, so you could probably cut some lands for some other stuff if you feel like it. I think there's 42 lands in the deck, which is a little bit heavy. Greater Oromancy, enchantments we control have Shroud, and enchanted creatures we control have Shroud. Detention Sphere, Aura of Silence, Copy Enchantment, Ghostly Prison. Ghostly Prison goes a little bit with Propaganda. So these are more of our control-y-ish enchantments. They just tax our opponent if they want to attack us. Karmic Justice protects our stuff, or at least, well, it doesn't specifically protect our stuff, but we get to destroy stuff of theirs if they target stuff of ours, which is pretty nice. Oblivion Ring and Vanishing Light both go into that removal category. Solemnity is basically in here for 1 card, which is actually the final enchantment of the deck, so we'll get to that in a second. Opalescence, 4 mana, makes our enchantments creatures. Thopter Spy Network, some good card advantage with the second ability, and also getting Thopters at the beginning of each turn sounds pretty good. Leyline of Anticipation, again, just kind of a filler card. You could probably find other enchantments to put in this slot, but I like giving all of my stuff flash, so thought that was pretty nice. Enchanted Evening, all permanents are enchantments in addition to their other types. Sigil of the Empty Throne, this is one of our other main win conditions. 5 mana, whenever we cast an enchantment spell, we get a 4/4 Angel, so it doesn't matter if our opponent counters our enchantment or not. We still get the 4/4 Angel. Sphere of Safety goes along with Propaganda, and Ghostly Prison taxes our opponent if they want to attack us. Starfield of Nyx, also another major win condition, along with Opalescence and Sigil of the Empty Throne. Sigil of the Empty Throne. We just get to bring back our enchantments out of the graveyard, and then as long as we control 5 or more non-aura enchantments, all of our enchantments are creatures with power toughness equal to their converted mana cost. And finally, Decree of Silence. I couldn't not include this card in the deck. 8 mana, whenever an opponent plays a spell, we put a depletion counter on Decree of Silence, and if there are 3 or more depletion counters on Decree of Silence, we sacrifice it. And we can pay 4 and 2 blue to cycle it and counter target spell. And how this works with Solemnity is, since counters can't be placed on enchantments, we basically just counter everything our opponents play. So I couldn't not include that in the deck. I just had to. Next up, the lands. Again, fairly land heavy, so I'll just kind of breeze through these. Minamo, School at Water's Edge, Command Tower, Evolving Wilds, Seat of the Synod, a bunch of islands, the dual lands that we have for the deck, Adarkar Wastes, Azorius Guildgate, Azorius Chancery, Boreal Shelf, Calciform Pools, Glacial Fortress, Irrigated Farmland, Meandering River, Nimbus Maze, Port Town, Prairie Stream, Sajiri Refuge, Temple of Enlightenment, and Tranquil Cove. We also have Ancient Den and a bunch of plains. So again, you could probably make upgrades to the mana base with cards like with the fetch lands and some more dual lands if you had them. But that's pretty much it for Hanna. again, I've really enjoyed testing this deck out a little bit. Hopefully we'll get to record some gameplay videos in the near future. If you guys have any cards that you would like to see put in the deck, or cards that you feel like I left out, be sure to leave those down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deck tech and you want to see it featured some more, if you want to see me play against some other decks with it, be sure to also leave a comment saying that. Whatever commander you want me to build around, also be sure to leave that in the comments. Just go comment stuff down there, all down there. Go talk to me. I'm bored. Go talk to me down there in the comments. Also be sure to follow me on Twitter. Also be sure to subscribe to the video, as I will be uploading a lot more regularly now. So that's gonna do it for me, and I will see you guys next time.